Welcome back, everybody, to another Culz Reviews. As with last time, my name's Keegan. Joining me today is...
Hi, I'm Andrew.
Hello, I'm Sam.
So we're diving into the world of Expedition X, this time Season 2, Episode 3, which is The Terror of the Bell Witch. We're doing this because obviously Andrew is our witchy guy. He's host of Tales of the Craft. His great uncle was actually...
Ray Buckland.
Ray Buckland. And for those of you who don't know, he kind of brought Wicca to the United States. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
So at some point we will get to that episode, but we definitely wanted to start bringing back some more of that witchy kind of stuff. And I know we talked about Gerald Gardner in a previous episode. Click that link above. So yeah, let's kind of get into it. Did you guys hear about the Bell Witch before this episode?
No, actually.
No.
So this is a brand new thing for you guys. Really kind of opened you up to that mythology, we'll say. We won't spoil anything yet. We'll get more into that in spoilers. But yeah, it's been this story you can find on Amazon. It's a book called The Authenticated, Story and History of the Bell Witch. And at some point we will review it. I do have that downstairs, but let's start off with some things we kind of learned. So Andrew, what did you learn?
I didn't really learn much of anything. I mean, there was a cool story that happened, in the 1800s, but...
What part of the story did you find most intriguing, we'll say?
The voices.
The voices from the witch. Sam, what about you? Anything you learned or took away from this one?
So the things that I found interesting was probably the sightings of a creature with like red eyes that seemed like the size of a Great Dane, or what they speculated as, and also the interesting stuff found in the cave in like multiple spots, but like they didn't really find or didn't mention them seeing feces, so it's kind of interesting that there'd be like all the bones, but like no fecal matter of something, whether it was hidden or not, but they did not mention that.
For me, I just kind of like Andrew and you, just the whole story. I mean, it was definitely new to me as well. I know they said it inspired the Bell Witch, but I found this much more intriguing than the Bell Witch or the Blair Witch, because the Blair Witch was a terrible movie. I know we've sort of...
I thought it was your favorite movie.
It is not my favorite movie.
He gave it a 10 out of 10.
It's definitely
Negative 10 out of 10. It's like how I feel about it is how my dad feels about Ben Affleck as Batman. Negative.
which he loves.
He doesn't. But, yeah, I mean, if you guys want to see it, we have a whole episode on the Blair Witch. You can click that link above. But, yeah, I just found this whole story and mythology really intriguing. It includes, like, presidents as far as Andrew Jackson, includes, weird cryptids or, like animals that do their doings, which we've seen before, as in, the Zanzibar leopard.
You're talking about familiars, is what?
The familiars, yeah. But we've seen that before with the Zanzibar leopard. Still an episode that, I mean, look at that. I mention it, and Andrew just is already... He's still upset that people do not think that was a leopard, even though it was clearly a leopard.
Clearly. Like, what else would you call it?
I guess, like, do you guys think... Obviously, they find a document that shows something was going on.
Mm-hmm.
How much of the story do you guys believe? Like, Andrew, do you think there was an actual witch? Or people practicing magic? It kind of seemed like it. I mean, in the cave.
Kinda. Almost. There was a candle there, which,
And it seemed like maybe they were trying to do a witch wolf.
Yeah.
Do you think these could be people imitating the story? Like, maybe not so seasoned people, but yeah, people trying to get spooks?
I don't know. You literally had to climb down the hole.
So you think maybe this is more seasoned?
Well,
or at least,
I mean,
not kids, but maybe not seasoned, but not kids, somewhere in between.
I couldn't tell you. The cave part really was an odd one for me. Seeing canine footprints.
Which matches with the familiars.
The wolf story, basically. I don't know, man. I know there's not any wolves really in Tennessee. There was red wolves there a long time ago, but I don't think.
Could they still be out there? I don't know.
I don't think a dog could have made it inside. It's a weird one. He said there was only one way into the cave.
Supposedly, I mean, they didn't venture far enough. There could be another entrance, because most caves either have another entrance or one has been created at some point.
Yeah.
And the
Not
guy
always,
that I don't know how long he was actually inside of the cave, but I know he kind of got scared out of it, so I don't know how far he actually did go.
Which they seem to have tried to test, like if there was gas or anything that would cause hallucinogens or hallucinations and stuff, and it seemed like for the most part it was no. So who knows? I mean, like they said, they found that paw print. So whether it's supernatural of some sort, it does at least prove that there was something else in that cave. So it's very easy that that could be just an animal.
Wasn't there like 3 paths, but they only took the one that looked the safest?
Yeah, 3 different, like, kind of junctions in a way. So Sam, do you believe in the the Blair Witch, the Bell Witch stuff was true?
Yes. There's things in there that kind of
Could
make
be.
it seem possible, but like there's not. There's just other things that make it kind of difficult at the same time. I mean, some of the other things they experienced makes you question it, like what they saw or like what happened in the woods, like something was like following them almost, or like watching them the whole time in different areas of that farm.
Yeah, so I will say, like, for me, I was already on board with trying to do a more proper episode, for us at least. Obviously, this is just a review, but I personally am super intrigued with, let's try to find out more about this story. You know, how real is it? You know, obviously people today are still sort of, you know, finding some of the same activities going on with them. So I'm intrigued, and I feel like at some point we should.
Absolutely.
What about
I mean,
you guys?
there wasn't a lot of information that came out of an hour-long episode, so I would really have to do a lot more research and stuff on it just to, you know, make my own speculations about
conclusions. So, hey, at some point we are going to review the book itself. We're going to dive into some more of the history, and who knows, maybe you'll see us out in Tennessee doing a video. Yeah. Find out, right? So let's do recommendations and ratings. Sam, how about you first?
If we're going just off this episode, I don't know, I'll do probably 8.
8 out of 10?
Yeah.
Would you recommend it?
Yeah, I would recommend it if you're curious about it, because there's things that happen, interesting things. Like a couple times they swear they heard voices, but like I don't know, it's definitely very interesting. So I would recommend it.
What about you, Andrew?
I don't know. There really wasn't a ton of information coming. I would really just give it a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
It was kind of a boring episode. I would rather do my own research than watch what I just watched.
See, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. It definitely made me want to go adventure. You know, I actually ended up getting the book because of this episode, and now it has made me want, much like Andrew, let's go do our own research and figure out it and make a good story for you guys. We do have an episode we're coming up with Tales of the Craft, but who knows, maybe this could be our second one after that. So,
there you go.
Yeah, stay tuned. Pretty excited. If you guys want to see more Culz Reviews, though, click that link over my face. If you want to see more about what we're doing here at Culz Paranormal, though, click over Sam's head. And don't forget to hit that like and give us a subscribe.
And switch that notification bell from personalized to all if you want to be notified on all of our videos.
And let us know, what do you think about the Bell Witch story? Truth or fiction?